Modern creators build entire lives and enterprises strictly in the digital realm. A single user can design an archive, manage an identity, and operate a complex financial ecosystem without ever touching a physical ledger. But that entire ecosystem relies on private keys. When a digital wallet is compromised, the operator loses the funds inside, and they immediately lose access to the operating core of their work. This is an active interception by criminal actors. The product didn't fail. The market didn't reject the idea. Control was simply taken. The theft stops the creative process cold. A hacked account strips away operational legitimacy before a project even launches, transforming a financial crime into a total interruption of authorship. When you lose that control, the immediate psychological reaction is visceral. There is a desperate, overwhelming urge to act out destructively, to sabotage your own remaining work or reputation simply to force the world to see the pain of the loss. But acting recklessly hands away the exact authorship you are trying so hard to protect. The challenge is finding a way to fight back, to demand accountability without becoming the wreckage yourself. Utilize a Web3 recovery system, forcing chaos into objective documentation. Agent Alpha begins by tracing stolen assets and parsing wallet logic. Then Agent Beta synthesizes that technical output, converting scattered hex codes into clear, readable timelines. By isolating these investigative and reporting functions into separate GitHub repositories, the system prevents the creator from drowning in the technical complexity of their own recovery. Pushing the noise through these filters outputs verifiable data. Organizing the chaos is the first necessary step to reclaiming a hijacked identity. We can see a physical blueprint for this kind of recovery in the industrial history of the Great Lakes region. Look at the massive concrete grain elevators and dormant factories left behind after economic collapse. The communities that survived the Rust Belt decline built over the ruins. They transformed abandoned warehouses and vacant lots into collaborative creative spaces and cheap operational hubs. Survival required specific local roles to connect those spaces. It relied on archivists preserving the history, organizers connecting artists to venues, and community leaders keeping the thread of the neighborhood alive through the winter. Long-term resilience does not come from waging angry battles against the system that failed you. It comes from meticulously building regional infrastructure around your creative work. We can apply that exact model to the digital realm through a multi-agent network. Instead of physical mutual aid, you build an open ecosystem of digital tools to act as your creative infrastructure. Using distinct AI models for coding, editing complex prose, and digesting archival research extends the individual's capacity. One person manages the session, while the software handles the labor. This mapping of personal experience onto broader systems mirrors how we interpret history. We can view the constant stream of the digital feed as a modern iteration of a prophetic scroll, while identifying corporate algorithms as the technical barriers, the mythical golden apples, placed to divert the user's focus. Navigating those technical blocks leads to a state of tabula rasa. You reach a clean slate where you have the operational control required to construct a new, decentralized identity. Integrating these collaborative tools allows an individual to maintain a functional workflow. A single operator can sustain their creative output, even when their primary systems remain compromised. This recovery logic outputs a single, undeniable product. The raw, scattered data of a hack is processed into a crystallized digital artifact. This artifact contains the exact dates of the incident, full transaction logs pulled directly from the blockchain, and meticulously compiled timelines of every action taken before and after the breach. Presenting this structured evidence strips the attacker of their power over the narrative. Documenting the event clearly and publicly functions as a direct act of peaceful resistance. This methodology traces its roots to the philosophical groundwork of Plato, who sought to find permanent truths within a changing world. The principle is simple. While immediate circumstances can be chaotic and destructive, work built on logic and recorded evidence will inherently outlast the transient noise of a crisis. When digital systems fail, you do not have to follow them into collapse. Archive the incident, format the evidence, and let your organized record become the proof that you continued.